So from my first message to us going live with chat was 2 months, which was
Wow,
very quick
nice.
in our world, which included
Yeah, yeah.
integrating, testing,
All that contract signing was done in that much
contract,
time. That's crazy.
negotiations. Yeah, it was tough times, but it was necessary, and I was very
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
with the service. I couldn't recommend it enough.
Hey everyone, it's Obvi from social.plus, and I'm excited to welcome you guys to another edition of our Community Collective. Community Collective brings together the voices from our active customers across industries to share practical insights on building meaningful communities inside their product and platform. Today's conversation is really cool. We're delighted to have Adam with us from BetGames, who brings a lot of experience in the product building and scaling side of things, shaping user experiences and really helping to drive that community-led growth across multiple domains. Really warm welcome to you, Adam. Great to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Advi.
To get us started, I mean, I'd love for you to just explain really quickly to people what BetGames does, what you guys are building in general.
Sure. So we are a B2B game supplier in the online casino industry. Very fast-paced, quick technology, very fast-paced moving
Yeah,
industry. And we build live casino, RNG, and slot games for our operators who are global, so all around the world. And our big focus is on creating experiences, games that feel engaging, entertaining, and easy to play.
awesome. Well, I know you guys joined us just last year or so. I'm really curious as to what was the problem that you guys were trying to solve? What was the end goal of finding a solution like Social Plus?
So back games, we had a small studio and we had to scale up relatively quickly. And a lot of our resource went into scaling up our live casino tables. So we didn't have much time to create a live chat feature. Now, live chat is extremely important to live casino games. It's for integrity, for entertainment, even on the studio side. So our presenters love our live chat. They love that they can talk to players all around the world. And so, yeah, I needed to look for a reliable third party solution. Obviously, I shopped around and spoke to the guys at Social Plus, and that's where our relationship started.
Awesome. You hit the nail on the head right there. Like, use case wise, I see you guys aren't really leveraging our social capabilities yet, but you guys are very heavily using our live chat capabilities. It's something I've seen across actually other clients as well in the betting industry. I'm curious, in your view, why is it that live chat is the most engaging form for bettors? And do you think it only hits a particular segment of your audience? Because I would assume that those people that are hardcore gamblers are not actually participating in the live chat, right?
There's definitely two sets of gamblers, probably more, but let's say two. One is sociable and one not so sociable. There's different types of games as well, so not every game you've got time where you're that interested in chatting, where we don't push you to chat or to be social. Like blackjack, for example, it's a very focused game. Your decision makes a difference. The chat is there if you want to interact with the dealer, you can, but it's not much. It's not very much a core part of the game. Then you have our game shows, which are a bit more eccentric, a bit more colorful, a bit more out there. And you play as a community. You can see what other people are betting on. You can see what other choices people are making in the game. And people use it as a community. You see people coming on and saying, hello, Fred, nice to see you again today. How are you? So they've built a community within our games as well. So yeah,
Yeah,
gambling is a little bit more complicated than possibly other industries which you may supply, but there's definitely
fair.
use cases there. Yeah.
Interesting. So now you guys have been live with chat close to a year, a little over maybe. I'd love to understand what sort of value or impact you're seeing specifically from that chat. Like, is it driving value in just the engagement overall and the time spent in the platform, in actual like bets placed? I'd love to understand a bit more.
It's very hard to put a metric on live chat. It
Yeah,
doesn't directly have a monetary value. But definitely, engagement is up. I mean, across our games, which have chat,
yeah,
engagement is up. Session times is important as well. The number of games that players play. Our presenters as well. So again, another metric that it's hard to put a monetary value, but our presenters, our game presenters, really enjoy chat. It makes their job much more fun talking to people all around the world. If
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
they'd just be talking to a camera in the studio, which in reality they are, but they feel like
for
they're
sure.
talking to people on the daily.
Yeah,
Assisting players as well, because the chat's not only, it can be there as well if a player has an issue or they don't understand something. Our presenters can easily step in and explain something to them.
got it. No, that it makes a lot of sense now that I think about it from the presenter side also. Just because I'm not a huge gambler, but I do like to watch poker tournaments. Um, and it's always the commentators are always like referring to the chat, right? Like for having chat help them figure out something. And I think, yeah, you're right. It's become a natural part of at least any streaming sort of thing that also has commentary in it. It's just natural for us to have that.
Hmm,
Um,
definitely.
do you see a lot of spam in the chat, and how is it that you guys combat this from a moderation perspective?
So yes, there is obviously, I think as humans, you give us something and we're going to abuse it, or most of us probably. So of course there is spam. There are people that probably want to, the game doesn't go quite their way, so they want to say something bad. There are filters, so obviously the very obvious words are not allowed. They're filtered out and they're given, there's a warning message as well, which is given to players. We also have, I mean, your tool allows us to block players if needed. Doesn't happen as often as you'd think, really, because people generally, once they've let off a bit of steam and they see the warning message, they're not that interested anymore, and the game carries on, or they go
Simmer down a
next
bit.
game. Yeah. Um, Also, just our presenters are the human factor as well. So
Yeah,
players
yeah,
can potentially be using words that the system can't pick up, but the presenter knows exactly what they're doing, and they can inform the studio people to either warn the player or possibly block the player's chats. But yeah,
yeah,
there's a small part of a tool, but it's an expected part, I think,
yeah,
as
fair.
we see everybody.
I know for us it's like I remember when we didn't have it first. This was like 3 years ago or 3.5 years ago, and like all of our betting or streaming clients were coming to us being like, guys, we really like the manual moderation is great, but we need some AI moderation here, or this is never gonna be able to scale up. Um, so for us, it became a really important thing, mainly because of I think betting and streaming industry specifically, right? But it's good to see that it's actually effective in that. Um, Nice. So, if you did, though, have to pick something that we could, let's say, improve right away as a product, I'd love to understand and get your feedback on that.
Um, I think I'm sorry to be typical, but the typical thing that people think about nowadays is AI.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
what could AI do to enhance the product, to enhance the experience, the end user experience, to
yeah,
maybe company like mine, my experience.
yeah.
So moderation is the one probably to maybe help pick those bad chats out, those
Bad
bad
actors. Yeah,
usernames
yeah.
out. Maybe again the context of a sentence instead of just looking for words. Those are probably that's probably the easy answer I could give.
Nice. Well, I'm glad to hear that as an answer because we are actually launching our topic-based moderation right now, which is exactly that,
Great
where
plug.
the AI is contextually analyzing what the posts are being there that are being done, and then using that in order to frame it to your moderators either as something that's flagged or something that needs to be deleted, right? Cool. Glad that our roadmap is aligning with what you would hope for, so that's nice. Um, What's your experience been like working with the team, whether it's the tech team or the customer success team from Social Plus?
Very good, to be honest. Even from the get-go, approaching you guys, the conversation flowed really easily. We set up communications with my tech team, with your tech team, and the integration was very quick. I remember we had a 2-month deadline. So from my first message to us going live with chat was 2 months, which was
Wow,
very quick
nice.
in our world, which included
Yeah, yeah,
integrating. testing,
All that contract signing was done in that much
contract
time. That's crazy.
negotiations. Yeah, it was tough times, but it was necessary, and I was very
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
with the service. I couldn't recommend it enough.
Awesome. Um, well, Adam, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time to have a quick chat with us. Really looking forward to seeing where Bet Games goes from here, how you guys grow, and the sort of impact you're able to create while still preserving good user experiences. Let's stay in touch and continue sharing the experiences in the days ahead. Thanks so
Thank you very
much. I
much.
really appreciate it.